Shields up, Iron Breakers. How's everybody doing? Today, I'm bringing you guys some more of that sweet, sweet Dauntless action. And you guys can see that today we're bringing in one of our big guns. So pretty much at the point we are, and the monsters that the Behemoths I'm gonna start showing you guys are going to be a little bit more challenging than the two Behemoths we fought previously. Today we're going to be fighting against the Quillshot. We are going to be using our hammer. This particular hammer is already upgraded to level 3, and I am using my main armor set, which is the Shrike armor set. The special abilities of the Shrike armor set, I don't remember it by head, but it has something to do with the amount of stamina that you have, and increases the amount of stamina that you have, and it reduces the amount of stamina that your character consumes when he dodges. I also believe that at some point, the ability that gives you that reduced stamina to dodging will also increase to a point where it also increases my invincibility frames. I'm not entirely sure if that part is already triggered or not with at my current upgrade level with the gear. And once again, I do have to apologize. That is because of the UI. And let me just tell you, look at this beautiful sunset. Like, legitimately, scroll back in the video and look at it again. It's just the way the sun, you know, lights up the grass, and it makes the grass look all, you know, golden brown in a way. It's just, I don't know. I know that I've said this a lot, and at some point people are just going to call me a fanboy, but I love the art style. The art style of Dauntless is friggin' fantastic, and I really like it. Also, something that you can notice with my current armor set, it's got a bit of an Iron Man looking motto to it. That is used through the customization. Currently in the Founders Alpha, all of the I believe most of the customization options are open for armor, not necessarily for weapons, I don't think. But that's why I painted it red and golden, because I thought it looked really cool like that, and that's what we're doing. Now, the hammer that we're using is the hammer from the Shrike, so it doesn't have, as far as I'm aware, any particularly special elements. It does, however, have a very special playstyle, if you guys haven't seen me play with the hammer before. So that right there, you can use the hammer shot to propel yourself to the monster, and then you can do a like a plunging attack type of deal, which deals a lot of damage. Now, one of the main disadvantages of using the hammer, particularly on a monster like the Quillshot, is the fact that I'm going to have to try and get in 3 hits or 4 hits if I start with the jumping attack, and only after that 4th hit I'll be able to do a shot that uses up all the bullets and deals massive damage. That's kind of like the main attack of the hammer, is you want to try and do those as much as possible, like this right here, and boom. If you guys noticed, it used up all of the ammunition, and now I have to reload it. The reload mechanic follows stuff that you guys might have seen in stuff like Gears of War. So it is an active reload system. So you can either press the reload button, ignore it, and wait for a while, and it will reload. Or you can press the reload button and hit it again when the indicator that is right below your stamina is in the middle. And that will give you a reload that takes half the time. You do have to reload because you only get 4 shots with the boom hammer. But it is still a very satisfying weapon to use. It is one of my favorite weapons in the game. There's only 4 weapons right now, but like, to me, hammer and axe is just some of the best stuff. Sometimes you will see me carry on with the combo even if I am not hitting the monster. And that is because I'm just trying to get it so that when I get to the end of the combo, I can still unleash the barrage shot, which will allow me to still deal a significant amount of damage. Now, this monster, the Quillshot, almost feels like a throwback to a mini-boss in Diablo 2, which shouldn't be too weird, because I believe that some of the people in Phoenix Labs used to work at Blizzard. And I don't know how many of you guys played Diablo 2, but in Diablo 2, in the Cathedral, there was this dude. I don't actually know if his name might have been Quillshot as well. It's been a long time. But he was like a razor scale. We chopped the tail here, by the way. He was a razor scale, and he also, like, he shot his quills, so it was kind of neat. Either way, what this guy does, as you guys can clearly see, is he shoots his quills. That's why his name's Quillshot. And those quills hurt a lot. He's able to constantly bombard you with quills if you're not careful. So we already got a tail chop, but I'm not happy about just the tail chop. So right now I'm still attacking the backside, but I'm going to be like, no, listen, Quillshot. I'm going to bust up those tusks that you have in front of you. And that's what we're doing right there. Boom. Tusk number 1, gone. And I'm just going to punish him a little bit with a couple of shots to the face. This is not the most efficient use of damage in the hammer. It's just every now and then I might mess up the combo, and if I do, I kind of compensate by just unleashing all of the shells in his face, and then I just reload, because a lot of times I'll get the reloads. Well, I don't think I missed a single reload in this video. I might have, but I don't remember it. But either way, if you happen to miss a reload, what's going to happen is your character is going to be stuck in place for a while, kind of like fixing the issue with the hammer. An interesting little bit of detail that you guys might notice if you pay close attention is that when I do reload, there is like a bit of like the cartridge that has the shells actually stays on the ground for a while, and you can actually see it. It's just on top of grass and whatnot. And here I'm getting hit hard by this Quillshot. Then again, I'm also taking a lot of chances, but I'm getting hit a lot. And usually you don't want to get hit this much by Behemoths. So he still has a Tusk, and now he doesn't anymore. I was about to say we break off both Tusks. And again, this gives you increased chances of you getting more materials. So there, as he was burrowing to get away, I still unleashed a couple of shots at him. And now, obviously, he's going to get away for a while. And as he runs away, I'm actually not sure if they regen energy. I'm going to go ahead and scoop up a little bit of this ether. One thing to remember about ether, by the way, you guys, if you end up playing Dauntless, don't be too greedy with the ether. Remember, there's 4 people there, and everyone is sharing from the same ether fissure. So it is very important that you know, don't be just like, oh, I'm going to charge up my lantern to full just because there's a lot of ether here. You know, you got to think about your teammates as well. And as per usual, like I always say, a little bit of light crafting while we're waiting for the monster. You can see the quills up there in the upper right-hand side. He's actually right off of this cliff. I don't think I actually noticed it there when I was playing. I noticed it right now because, you know, hindsight's always 20/20. And there you go. Already firing my flare, letting everybody know I'm ready for action. This is actually a kind of a nice, unofficial way that Slayers have been communicating, which is like, hey, if I'm shooting my flare, I'm ready to kill something, you know? So it's kind of like if you see people that are just shooting their flares, they're ready for the fight, and you should go ahead and help out. We did the escape move up there. I very rarely use this move because I find dodging is more efficient than doing the double rocket jump. But I use it to jump off the cliff there just because I thought it was cool. If you do end up doing the double rocket jump, you actually cannot finish with an attack, and that's why I don't do that as often. So you can see the Quillshot is already a little bit staggered. He's going to enrage again. Whenever he goes red, he's enraging. The quills deal a lot more damage. His melee attacks deal a lot more damage. He basically just deals a lot more damage and is more aggressive, and I believe is also able to launch more quills than previously. Here we got punished hard, but we did have our lantern active, so we're able to heal off some of that damage. Once again, you will notice that due to the fact that the Behemoth is here now, there's the ether fissure on the ground once again. But we're going to be taking out the Quillshot. The basic Quillshot is not too hard. He does deal significant amounts of damage, but if you're able to survive long enough, use up a little bit of ether like right there. I scooped it up twice. Notice that I still left some ether behind. I always avoid, unless I'm really dying, I always try to avoid scooping up every little bit of ether. And you guys are like, but you still have healing potions. Yeah, but those healing potions gotta last throughout the whole fight. And sometimes a lot of players will use up the bulk of their healing potions. And what you want to do is you want to use a mix. You want to use your healing potions, and then you want to use some ether fissures. So that you can also charge up your lantern if you have a healing lantern, and that will allow you to heal up. Now, I didn't notice that my friend there was dead, but then I noticed it, and then I got smacked in the face. Now I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to res him right in your face, Quillshot. What you going to do about it? Quillshot's going to fire the quills, but I'm going to dodge away. Very important note about resing. You should always make sure that you're the only one resing someone. Like, if there's already somebody there, and there's like 2 of you resing, it's not going to be any faster. It's just going to put 2 of you, 3 of you in danger of getting hit by the monster. So always try to only have 1 people resing. Pay attention to everyone's positioning and whatnot. See who's in the better position to res, and don't get yourself out of position if somebody else is in a better position to res. Keep all those things in mind. It's very important. You can hear all kinds of cracks going on now. Everybody just like laying it into the poor Quillshot over here, and he's just getting punished left and right. You can see 2 lanterns up now, mine and somebody else's. You can actually stack the effect of the lanterns, which is also very useful if your party is particularly low. There's also consumables that can do the same thing that that lantern is doing, as well as there's the consumable that I have equipped right now. I have my potions, and then I also have another consumable that can revive my entire party if they're dead but I'm alive. So consumables are also very important, particularly when you get to harder hunts, because this hunt still, you know, a little bit harder than the 2 ones that we did earlier, but at the same time, it's not one of the more challenging behemoths, not by a long shot. Damage dealer goes to High Lord 1. You see, again, this is one of those things I've told you guys in the last video. I'm not a big fan of the fact that this is just for damage dealer, because, like, I still got S+. That is because I got, like, what, 3 breaks or something like that on the monster, which in some case is more important than the damage itself. Getting those breaks on the horns and whatnot will increase the amount of materials that you get. Not from the core, the amount of materials that you get from the monster itself, period. Also, we got an epic Aether Core from the Quillshot, which is pretty cool, if I can say so myself. Epic Aether Cores pretty much give you a lot more materials than regular Aether Cores, and whether or not you get epic, rare, uncommon, or common, so far appears to be mostly RNG, which I wish it was more skill-based than RNG, but, you know, for now, it's still an alpha. Who knows? A lot of stuff can change. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. This has been the Quillshot with the Shrike Hammer. If you guys want to leave me comments, feedback, there's the comment section below this video. I really, really appreciate it. And if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button so that you're always notified whenever there's a new video or whenever I'm live streaming. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.